breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. There'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Look on Mike's page.
All right, what's up, everybody? Cheers.
Here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation.
Special 8 p.m. edition. It is hump day. Stephanie Stokes. A little bit to talk about. We go live during the season when there's a little bit more to talk about. We still do our Daily Brew every morning. But Shelly texted me earlier and she's like, "We going live tonight?" I'm like, yeah. So it'll be a quickie. I told her no dogs. She's probably mad at me. I said no dogs, but I can hold one dog. This is our superstar Louie and his hat. Remember the coffee cup? That's the famous hat. So I'm gonna let him down, and we're gonna get right into it. Try to keep it a little more shorter and sweet since we do our big long one in the mornings. We'll be doing one tomorrow morning. So welcome everybody. This is Mike from Mike's Weather Page. Come to you live from Oldsmar, Florida, and we got Tropical Depression number 7, soon to be Fiona from Shrek. And I keep saying she's an ugly old gal. She's green. Got big ears. Like elf ears or something. I don't know. I wasn't really a big Shrek. I don't even think I've ever seen Shrek, to tell you the truth. But I guess there's a animal in it that resembles us. So anyway, hey, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. We'll say hi to a couple people. Liz from Texas. Jennifer said nothing wrong with quickies. Hey, Shannon from North Carolina. Kim King, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Christian from loves the hat. That's cool. What's up, Mark? What's up, Dale? She's an ogre. What the heck's an ogre? Fiona. John from Ocala. Wendy from Jacksonville. We had some people from Puerto Rico. Welcome, and we're going to talk about you guys for sure. We got a lot of people in the Caribbean. First and foremost, listen, I realize a lot of y'all live in the continental USA. So when I show any graphic of a storm recurving, they're like, why are you wasting your time? Why are you hyping? Because we got a lot of people down in the Virgin Islands and the Lesser Antilles and in the Puerto Rico that watch us. People live in the Dominican Republic and Haiti that watch our page. So it's not always just about the continental U.S. And we're going to talk about all the impacts coming, possibly. But first and foremost, obviously, the Caribbean starting Friday, Eastern Caribbean into the weekend. We can have a tropical storm and big rain. What's up, Paul? That's right, buddy. Ian from Puerto Rico. Cool, man. Never been to Puerto Rico. David Bruns. Storming down in Sebring this afternoon. Florida's got our linguine front. You know, I actually had people that thought that my autocorrect was wrong because I keep typing linguine. It is a 9:19 a.m. inside joke. If you don't go to our 919, you don't know what I'm talking about. So I purposely wrote linguini, not lingering. So when you see the word linguini, it's lingering. All right. So here's the latest and greatest. This is 5 p.m. NHC. They have not found winds yet to name it, but it is expected to be a tropical storm. You can start to see this bending here, right? Yes, you see it starting to curve. They do, however, talk about the possibility that if this thing remains weaker than some of the models are suggesting, then we could see a more west track to watch. So, all bets are off that this thing is not going to not hit Bahamas or the continental U.S. Bottom line, I just saw one of the Weather Channel guys, I don't know, who was it? I just reshared it, actually. I retweeted it. Maybe it's up here, actually. Let me see if I can see who was that. Because it was a good discussion talking about the history of storms. Dr. Rick Knabb said, don't count on the track, meaning no CONUS threat. Weaker systems end up going farther west, and he gives some examples on that. So that's what we got. Spaghetti models, real quick. I got that. But let's go back to the cone. So basically, the Hurricane Center isn't expecting this thing to be a hurricane all the way through the next 5 days. So if you go by the official forecast, which you should, National Hurricane Center, they are not expecting this to be a hurricane. We've seen these models sometimes start off a little bit conservative. So, the latest HWRF I'm going to show you, latest HWRF is showing a little bit stronger system, possibly hurricane entering the Caribbean. And the HWRF did very well with intensity the last couple of years. So, timing, though, has been perfect as far as tracking goes. Let me show you another site here. Berg Weather. I haven't checked his setup yet. Let's take a look here. This is a great model map. This is on. I got the link here. This is up top here. Berg Weather. Right here. I love this map because it gives you time stamps a little bit, miles per hour. So you can see 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45. The NAC is not expecting this to go over 45 miles an hour through the next 5 days. So I personally believe that it could be a little higher based on the fact that once it clears some of this shear here, we are in an enhanced stage of that MJO, and we have really warm ocean heat content, OHC waters. So, just keep a really close eye on it. It looks very healthy tonight. This little guy wasn't given a chance. This is Weather Nerds. It wasn't given a chance a couple days ago because they had a lot of dry air around it, and it survived, and it's always had tight circulation. So even though it's got some shear and dry air, it's still hanging on. It is displaced. The 500 millibar is a little bit displaced in the lower wind, so it's not perfectly stacked yet. So it is not structurally sound, but it looks decent, and it's clearly hanging on. So leave it at that. All right. Latest spaghetti models, 18Z just came out. These are on Tropical Tidbits. These are a good sense what you can expect here with the main runs. And look, if you had to say, if you were a gambling person, you go buy spaghetti models, right? The official line is actually almost a little bit lower than the mean of all the models. So, like I said, we got a lot of people in the Virgin Islands, we got a lot of people in Puerto Rico, we got a lot of people in Hispaniola, and we got a lot of people in the islands here. So they're definitely, Friday night it's going to start entering the Caribbean, and they're going to have to worry about tropical storm force winds at the minimum. And, that's going to create power issues. They haven't had a storm like this in a while, so the power grid will probably, will be power outages and, of course, raining and flooding. But you can start to see this curve here. That's what we're watching. Earlier today we showed the ensembles. So last night, the ensemble list here, this is on Weather Nerds also. So last night, the Euro ensembles came out. These 12 hours runs only come out at night and the afternoon. So the overnight runs last night almost I think every single European ensemble went away from the continental U.S. Now, the 2 o'clock afternoon 12Z ensembles, look, now we're starting to see a couple of them wiggling back. So we went from every single ensemble last night showing a curve. Now we're seeing a handful. So there's questions. There's questions on if this thing stays weak, does it go west? There's a question that there's a high pressure building in, and you can start to see that. Look, this one's turning, 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 this one's turning. So, you know, some of these models are showing, yeah, it's going to go north, but then it might hit a high. And the GFS is actually, a couple of scenarios had that play out. So, bottom line, all bets are off. You know, I said it this morning, you can't get all wrapped up in one run and think it's over. You know, there's a lot of storms that history has showed us, has defied logic and done weird things. So, you know, unfortunately, I'm not trying to hype or anything. It'd be real easy for me to tell y'all it could go in the Gulf, or it could go Florida, or it could go the East Coast, or it could go to miss everybody. But that's the reality right now. That's where we're at. So, you know, until, like I said in our morning show this morning, until we see a couple runs of solid ensemble support, then, you know, we have to keep all options on the plate. Some of your afternoon runs here, let me show you that on Tropical Tidbits. Just to give you an idea what the operational runs are doing. Here's the GFS. Here's your timing. It starts to enter. I guess we could do, well, you get an idea. This is you know, moisture or whatever. I mean, you kind of know there's moisture attached to it, but let's go ahead and tie it up with moisture so you get an idea. You can't even hardly even tell where it's at. There it is right there. But anyway, there's Friday night into Saturday morning, 1,006 millibar. Puerto Rico will start feeling the rain Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. It'll be entering Hispaniola Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. GFS keeping it slow mover. Starts to pull it up in the lower Bahamas on Tuesday. This is Monday and Tuesday. Here's the 21st. And starts to develop it. 989, 999, 997. This is next Tuesday. This is next, so here we go. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So a week out. Remember this morning, if you watched our brew, the 21st, everything was hovering right around here for the 21st. So if you're curious about timing, the 21st has always been focused somewhere right around the circle, the 21st. GFS is a tick slower this run, but gives you the idea. Now the GFS gets it awfully close to the Carolinas on a recurve. The latest 12Z kind of pushed it up into the East Coast. You know, here's a 6Z. So the only reason I'm showing the GFS is, as much as it hasn't been, you know, good this year, is showing consistency on a pretty close skirt with the East Coast in the last 4 runs. Last night it had it kind of hovering around Miami. So, all right. So the latest Euro. I'll show you that one, then I'm going to slow down and look at some comments, promise. The latest Euro, let's go ahead and look at pressures. All right, so here you go. Latest Euro, 24-hour runs here this Friday night, Friday afternoon. Versus Puerto Rico, here's Saturday afternoon, 1007. Not very organized, barely a tropical storm according to Euro. Hispaniola, oh, that's the 18Z actually. It's still running. Here is 1,004 millibar. This is Sunday morning, nearing you know, the island. There's 1,003. There's Monday morning. There's Tuesday morning. So it enters the Bahamas Tuesday morning. Here's the 21st. That little area right here starts to pull north, and there's a definite recurve on the Euro. So that's what the Euro main operational run's thinking. It's definitely putting Bermuda on high alert. But look, notice this high pressure coming in. And this is where things get tricky, because it's almost even showing a stall and reminiscence of a little loop-de-doop. But anyway, there's 20th, 21st on the Euro. Got folks down in the Bahamas. This is Tuesday, Wednesday. Now the latest Canadian model, been totally opposite. The Canadian model has been showing this high pressure a little bit stronger. Here's Monday, weak. Tuesday, 1002. Then it starts to develop here once it gets down to that warm, I don't know, is that Gulf or is that Atlantic? anybody in the Keys, like, where does the Gulf and where does the Atlantic? Is there like a line? Did somebody hang a line from Cuba to the Keys and say, all right, Gulf's on this side? But anyway, it starts to warm up quick. And according to CMC, next Tuesday into Wednesday, we could see potential, strengthening systems skirt down south. And then it gets it into the Gulf next week. And that's what the Canadian model's been showing a lot of. And it's been really consistent on that. There's the earlier run from last night. So all the models are definitely consistent in their thinking. It's just they're thinking differently. The Euro, it did the other day show our system kind of stalling out. And this is when it was really weak. And then it started curving. Let's see, when the heck was it? It was maybe Monday 00Z. I can't even remember now. It's been so many models we've been looking at. Well, there was one model that parked it over the Bahamas. And then the Icon, which I kind of like. And here's what the latest Icon does. It keeps it 1,007. Nearest Puerto Rico over the weekend, 1,002, 1,001. And, a little bit south of the island, you're going to get a lot more moisture coming around. So a setup like the Icon here would give you a lot of rain and tropical storm force winds. Here's the Sunday, and the Icon just kind of parks it there, so it doesn't go out that far. And it keeps it kind of strong there. All right, one more model to run that I'm going to see everybody's talking about. So we're going to show you this one. This is the, I'll just leave it right here because he's got it. So the H-Wharf. H-Wharf sometimes is a decent little model for intensity. And it's been bouncing back and forth on something strong, something not strong. The latest 18Z just ran. There's your islands. This is Saturday, 1,005. Starts to strengthen it, 1,000. 993, Virgin Islands. This is next Saturday night into Sunday. Borderline, possible borderline hurricane. Then then it really strengthens it. Very believable setup here. It's 993. This is, Sunday morning, 990, 988. There's Puerto Rico. So, I got to show you the worst case scenario. And the H-Wharf is showing that we could see, a stronger system, what the NHC is showing. And it's been a really good model with intensity. And like I said, I believe the conditions there are going to be a little more favorable over the weekend. This could happen. Then the afternoon 12Z run really strengthened it. 972. But it pulled it north of Puerto Rico, but it's still close enough to Virgin Islands I needed to watch. But it's at 960. We don't even want to go there. But just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. The H-Wharf showing a little bit stronger system than the NHC. And like I said, I've shown it because I've seen it be pretty good over the last few years. Here's the H-Mon 1001. So anyway, all right. So that's everything. So looping, heading back to Florida. If that was a scenario, the GF Euro, that would be like 10 days from now. Way far away. As a matter of fact, I want to show you one more thing here with the install. Oh, God, look at that. I hit the 15-day button by accident. Who wants a hurricane? Here's your 15-day ensembles. Yeah, that clears everything up. Somebody's getting something, except for Texas. Texas is safe. Everybody else is getting a hurricane. Not. These ensembles are tricky. But anyway, here's what the ensembles are showing. Let's take a look. So there's our system. And, pretty good consensus here that on the 19th, we're going to see the majority of models agreeing that something's going to be nearing Hispaniola. The big question is going to be, does our system get torn up over the big mountains? And history says most likely the high mountain tops of Hispaniola will disrupt a tropical cyclone, meaning it could separate it, could keep it west. Nobody really knows. So the Hispaniola is a big player in all this. And as you can see with the Euro ensembles, now we're starting to see some pull north, and we're starting to see some trickle more west. And another good site to see that even clearer than that site would be your Weather Nerds. And you can really start to see here the ensembles split their thinking. And it's a great shot right here. As a matter of fact, you can really see it good right there. There's a handful keeping it west-northwest. There's a handful turning it north. So that's where we're at. Short term, definitely got to worry about our friends down in the islands. Like I said, the H Wharf is the worst case scenario. Let's look at some of the Windy app stuff, which is always a good site. Remember, if you use Windy, it automatically defaults to the euro. Hey, and our chat's working, by the way, Shelly. Marky Monroe, Florida really hasn't been hit hard in a while. Well, sort of, if you think Michael wasn't that long ago. But yeah, you're right. The east coast of Florida for sure. Kitchen, how's it going down south? Ben, hey, St. Virgin Island. I wish I knew, buddy. But listen, tropical storm force probably guaranteed. In fact, let's put it on the Virgin Islands while we chit chat. We're going to pull it right here. Remember, the euro automatically defaults when you use the Windy app. So there's the Euro's thinking on peak wind gusts. This is Friday night. This is Friday 3 p.m. So let's keep it about right here. This is, and then purple winds are 49 mile an hour wind gusts. So the good news, like I said, the good news is the Euro isn't expecting anything too intense, but it is enough though to mess things up as far as power, boats, rain, thunderstorms. This is Friday 9 a.m. by the way. Dean, the Bahamas. Listen, too far away to know. Anderson, yeah, the high building in May. No. There's a lot of questions on and there's there's actually some influence coming in over on the Pacific side on what's going to happen down the road with high pressure systems. So, what's up, Dave Keane? It will pass A-Bear's box, Rose, yes. But remember, the A-Bear box supposedly only works on a system that's 110 miles an hour passing through there. That's the asterisk to the A-Bear box. Stephen home. I know where Dawsonville, man. Ring the bell. Jason Bill. I know that, buddy. I'd love to stop by there and hang out. I don't know if they have a beer or not. If they sell beer at the Dawsonville Cafe or whatever. Thanks, Clay. Rob, I wish I had more solid stuff to say. But anyway, what of my gut feeling on the recurve? Oh, God. Oh, well, we have a lingering front. And as long as that front stays in place, there's supposed to be a week. Let's go look at that here in a second. There's supposed to be another weekend front coming down. Anytime we have a front, well, why does my hand look upside down? What am I doing here? Oh, no, I'm backwards. So anytime we get a front coming, try to make this right here. Let's see if I can bend my hand just right. Let's see right there. Anytime we get a front coming down, storms typically recurve because they can't penetrate the front. They go around that high pressure system. There's a weakness. There's a gap. And that's showing up more now. It's going to be a race, though. If the system's weak and goes west, it kind of misses that weakness. It doesn't get pulled up around that high pressure system. So it opens up a whole new window, kind of like what the Canadian model is showing. So if it stays weak, it doesn't get that pull to the north and wrap around the high pressure. So this is a classic weak system. And if it gets shredded over those mountains, then this is Friday 9 a.m., by the way. We go in time, and here's Saturday 1 a.m. And Puerto Rico will start to feel things Saturday overnight into Sunday, or Friday night into Saturday. This is Saturday 4 a.m. So Puerto Rico, definitely the weekend, this is Saturday morning, early morning. And then Hispaniola there. And then our system starts to pull up north and starts to get organized. Now listen, we cruised. We were in the Turk and Caicos. I know where that's at. We were in Cockburn Town. That's where our ship was. So yeah, they're watching this close, man. We got cruise lines that go down there. This is Monday 9 p.m. as this is the Euro as it starts to strengthen it. So yeah, we got a lot of fans down that neck of the woods. And there she goes. Starts to pull north. Kind of missing Western Bahamas. But like I said, just a couple days ago, the Euro was here, the Euro was here, the Euro was here. CMC is here. So we're really in this window here of not a lot of confidence. The GFS is kind of on the same thinking, a little bit weaker system. This is Saturday 1 a.m. Starts to feel it overnight, Friday night into Saturday. Doesn't really organize it too much, the latest GFS. Starts to pull it north. This is Tuesday into Wednesday. Kind of a weak system. Starts to develop, but it's away from everybody. So, but let's look at the timing. Kind of get an idea what the setup is here. Why is the Euro all of a sudden thinking we could have this thing split apart? So here is the Euro's thinking. All right, so all along, let's go to about the 19th, 20th here. Here's the 19th. Our system is right here. Right there. Okay, so there's our weaknesses. We got a high pressure, squeezing it, helping it accelerate this way. We get a weakness here, and it starts to feel this weakness and ride along the front side of this approaching frontal system over the weekend. That is what the current Euro is thinking. Is it obviously it can't run into this frontal boundary next week, and it curves it just like that. The CMC, this is upper level winds. These are 500 millibar winds. CMC, if you go to the 19th, here's our system right here, and this high builds in quicker and doesn't allow a recurve, and it kind of pushes it off into the Gulf of Mexico. Some of the GFS here showed this earlier. Let's go to the 6Z this morning. And the GFS showed this. You can kind of see it right here. This is next Wednesday, a week from Wednesday, next week. The high pressure builds in and has nowhere to go. So it kind of heads to the East Coast. So there's a lot of questions, Weaker system goes west. And that's where we're at. I put this together. This has got all of them. I posted this right before we went live. And the colors are your intensity. So the light blue ones, I think these only go out 5 or 6 days. I don't even know how far. They don't go out obviously to the end. But anyway, the lighter color, the teal colors are weak systems. Once you start getting yellows and oranges and reds, those are like hurricanes. So weaker system goes west. And then, of course, if that happens, big question mark, what would happen here if we had a weak system make it that far. So that's kind of where we're at. No guarantees right now for anything. It's pretty solid that the NHC is confident about no hurricane in the next 5 days. I'm just saying from my experience, we talk about Dorian a lot. Remember, Dorian was not expected to be anything more than a tropical storm all the way to Florida. So anything can happen in the Western Atlantic, Caribbean when you have the conditions ahead. So anyway, what else can we look at? Michael Soul, how's it going? Oh yeah, so this is my last little graphic here, and then we're gonna really talk. But this is fascinating to me. This is our cold front that's overhead right now. We got a really, really, really odd cold front, and it's amazing. It's lingering. And here it is. All right, this is your water vapor loop from the Euro. This is Thursday, tomorrow. But look, this is that lingering front. It's been here all week, man. It's been pumping in moisture into Florida. Heavy rains again tomorrow for Florida Peninsula. But this lingering front is just hanging out. Look at more rain for Florida Friday, lingering front. Now watch what happens. We have another front expected to come down, and it's a big one. And if you look at this alone right here, I mean, this is what the Euro thinks it's going to look like on next Monday into Tuesday. There's our frontal line. There's Fiona, the F storm. And it's got nowhere to go. It's going to end up riding, ahead of this front. That's what the Euro thinks, that we're going to have a really strong front. Now, this is next Tuesday. You can sometimes go start looking ahead at what the SPC or National Weather Service is going to think on. And if you go to my site, this is so cool. I got this weather halfway through the page here. I got these tweets from Weather Up, and these are all people that I follow. So you could go to this box and just spin it, and there's always great content. There's AccuWeather. They just posted this. Thank you, Jill. What's up, Stephanie Stokes? What's up, Eric? How the Rays doing? Man, I don't even know. They're on right now. I forgot to look. Water temps are very warm. Above average water temperatures, 1 to 2 degrees Celsius. And the ocean heat content is just peak right now. So, but anyway, back to this weather. There's always good stuff. So AccuWeather just posted this. What's the Bermuda high and how does it affect hurricanes? Great stuff. I mean, you can go through here. These are all people I follow. I even got Bobby on there, Bobby Storm, Dr. Rick Nab, AccuWeather. So you can always get a lot of great information also on there. But as far as the 7-day, let's go out. I think this actually goes out 8 days now. So here's 8 days out. Does it? 7.5 days maybe? Okay, 7.5 days. All right. This is next Wednesday, the 21st. So, according to National Weather Service, this is next Tuesday, and they're showing our front still here. So, kind of tells you that if this thing's strong, it's going to feel this weakness and it's going to get pulled up. If it doesn't feel this, if it doesn't get strong and it's weak, then lower level winds are going to push it more below this frontal line and possibly end up down here somewhere. So, like I said, I think Hispaniola, I believe, is the player on whether this thing curves up north or keeps on trucking west. So, if the 12Z, the Euro, and Somos came out and they were all showing off of Florida again, then I'd be like, yeah, man. But it didn't. And that's what I thought would happen because models flip-flop a lot early on, and it's really easy to get too wrapped up in model runs. We go to last night's... where the hell is it? Where did it... They don't have it on here. Bummer. I thought we had the 12Z. Oh, it's up top. Never mind. All right. So here's yesterday's 12Z. And as you can see, look. So overnight last night, the Euro only had like 2 going into Florida, but most of these last night were curving out to sea, like all of them. And then we fast forward to this afternoon, and now we're seeing a little more like turns. Like, maybe that high pressure is going to come in a little quicker and allow a little turn. So we'll see what the overnight does. Right. So that's where we're at. I don't know. The NHC is confident of a tropical storm the next 5 days. They are not showing any winds quicker than 45 miles an hour. Obviously, you're going to have your normal flooding threats that you got to worry about in the islands. It's moving along normal speed, so it's not like anything you've never experienced. It's not, if it stays below hurricane strength, then, hey, you got this, right? Michael Webb said, looks like a bust for hurricane season. Well, it could be. Last year we had the 3rd most active season ever, and we only had one memorable named storm, Ida. Remember, it only takes one. Doesn't matter how many named storms we got, it only takes one. But as far as the number of storms, yeah, it could be a bust. I don't see how we're going to have another 10, 12 storms or whatever 26 minutes to 00Z, Matt. I like your style, man. Usually, what is it, 9? I thought it was about 9:10 or something. You're welcome, Wendy. Charnel from New Orleans, good morning. I'm so used to doing these in the morning that I forgot it's night. Josh flying back to Tampa from the Dominican on Saturday. You could be you might be just in front of it still. I think Saturday it's going to be more over Puerto Rico. Might not be there yet. But what else we got? Crystal, you're welcome. Mark says, here I come. Oh, Shelly's talking ice cream. I guess the YouTubers are getting ice cream. Travis, I don't see anything yet stalling out yet. Yeah, I know, Paul. There is another little guy showing up. So if we look at water vapor loop, this is the next one. This is humongous. We'll talk about this more in the morning. But there is a massive wave coming off of Africa right now that's expected to race across the Atlantic. Some of the models are picking up on it. It's been very consistent as a possibility. They've been off again, on again. The model map here, you can see it. It keeps popping into the picture. It's right here. This is the one off of Africa. This would be the 17th. You can see good model support. This is the 20th. Could be reaching the islands midweek. That timing's still there. So the African wave that's just barely getting off Africa could reach the islands by next week this time. And it's getting some model support. It's been off and on. It's been typically off and on. A Bear Box, Bertha, I got a cool link here. Actually, look, you can see it on Southwest Florida Water Management site. This is so cool. This is so you can see it right here. They got it listed. They got it right here. Look, it's secretly there. You can see the darker box. It's there. They don't have the other one though. I'm surprised. But again, if you read all the texts about A Bear. I saw A Bear. You see the video of the two bears fighting? But anyway, there's the A Bear box. But in order for it to take effect, apparently it's got to be a 110 mile an hour storm. So David Allen Guy. Does anybody call you David Allen Co? That's what I thought of. Country music guy, you know. What would a song be without mama? Or trains? Or a dog? Mike, you want ice cream? I'll send me and Stacy. Who are you talking to, Ryan Barnes? I don't even know where you live. I do not like ice cream, especially when it's beer 30. All right, well, hey, listen, I don't know. I hope this made sense. I mean, it was a quick update. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. Yeah, Eric, we're getting tons of rain in Florida. It's going to be that way tomorrow. We got that frontal boundary out there. You can see it. Just pumping in all kinds of juice here. This is that old linguini front. And West Coast didn't get a lot, but man, we just had constant convection. Tomorrow's even supposed to be a little more tomorrow, actually. We're supposed to have even more rain chances tomorrow for the peninsula. And that little blob didn't do anything down there. Thought it would, but it didn't. Didn't even get any NHC love. So all our focus is on... Hey, I added a couple new links, by the way, for you weather groupies. All right, so we got a couple cool links. Well, I'll tell you what, because then I got to flop this thing back and forth. So this whole section is... Oh, my goodness. Julie just coughed up a frog. So I added all these links. Obviously, the graphic links are really easy to figure out. It's these other ones. So I got the wind analysis map. This is a really cool one. Oh, of course it didn't show up. I just saw it a minute ago. What the heck's up with that? Well, that was the last run. But anyway, these are old school wind analysis. Obviously, the winds are to the north of our system because it's being sheared. You know, we got southwest winds right now, so a lot of the winds are to the northeast. But that's a cool link. That's right here underneath the tropical tidbits. Storm Products is an awesome link. You can get in here and do everything that you could possibly want. Look at IR, look at water vapor, visible, 1 km visible satellite. It's not available right now, but you can look at water temperature. See, it's just fixing to get into these warmer waters. See where it's at now? Light orange, dark orange, red. That's what I'm saying. This thing gets into these little bit warmer waters. It's going to have a little more opportunity to intensify. This is where it's at. It's fun. It's really, you know, it's good. You got ocean heat content. See, it's just starting to get into the darker colors here. As we get into yellows and reds, the ocean heat content, it's extremely warm. Oh, then you got shear you can look at. This is a great image. This is the shear ahead, and there's our system. So it's going to have to go do some shear. A lot of stuff you can play with. Another link that I added, follow on Zoom. This still has Alex on here. Oh, they took it off. No, it's still on there. I can't turn Alex off. But hey, what's interesting about this though? Alex started almost exactly the same spot here as TD7. Alex turned, but this is a good little map. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Another little cool link I added, microwave imagery is another good one. This is that infrared look at the core of the system, and you can start to really tell if it's how it's organizing. It's getting there. And then the Dvorak. This is what they use a lot to measure intensity of storms. This is the raw information on the advanced Dvorak technique, which is kind of above my head. I haven't really figured it out yet. But it's there. People like it. It's sciencey stuff. So that's all added. Then, of course, key messages. Bottom line. Storm is expected to move through the Leeward Islands late Friday night, near Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico this weekend or early next week. Watches will likely be required tonight, possibly, for the Virgin Islands of Puerto Rico. Heavy rains, flooding. That's all they talk about. So that's where we're at. Cool. All right. Here's what we got. We'll go live in the morning, 9:19 a.m. Eastern. And I did a YouTube update tonight. If you're over on YouTube, cheers. I do little 5-minute quickie updates now. Hope you like them. I like them. And yeah, I do not. Hey, Ben Newberry asked the most important question of the night. What do I feel about Kyle Busch going to RCR? Dale Earnhardt would not approve. I am not a Kyle Busch fan. Sorry. I personally think he whines way too much. That's just me, though. Victoria, you're welcome. Earl Kuhn, hello. What's up, Earl? Eric, have a great evening, buddy. We'll see you, man. Stay dry. Vicky Hill, you're welcome. Kathy, you're welcome. Marky, thank you. Marky Monroe. Appreciate that. From Hawaii? Yeah. You're not in Hawaii now. I am not drinking wine, Melissa. I don't think I've even tried wine before. You're welcome there, Bob. So, there you go. Hey, I got some stars. Max, thanks, Evan. Appreciate that. Mark Yaley, is that right? Land interaction is key. So I'm really curious about the 00Z overnight models, as always. You know, we're going to see if we continue to see a curve. Doesn't mean everybody from the islands to Hispaniola has to worry about this thing, and even the lower Bahamas. The recurve, we'll have to see if we're going to get one or not. And right now, the majority are saying yes. So if you had to say that what the majority of models are saying down the road after 5 days, majority are showing that frontal line is it's still going to be here first part of next week, meaning that there's just no way that this thing is not getting picked up and moving off. So we said it earlier in the year, man, if these lingering fronts stick around all year like they're doing, we might see a lot of recurves. So we'll see what the overnight says. Right? Right. Cool. All right. So there. If got any questions, shout them out, email, try to get to them about it. But we'll be live in the morning. I always start updating quick at 5:30 in the morning. We got a new cruiser tonight, by the way, Shelly. I don't know if you reached out to you or not. So that's pretty cool. Make sure you check out our cruise, man. We're trying to pack the ship. We got 100 cabins. Hoping for 200 people in March. Time of your life, promise. Hang out with all of us cone heads and redneck storm chasers. All right, we'll see y'all in the morning. Bye. Have a good night.